Uh-huh. Ooh, uh-huh. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah, rest assured, Miss Open is fire. Daily categories lifting you higher. Pull up, jump out, open the door. Stay in the know is what we're here for. Non-stop news with traffic jams is true. Join the ride, make it do what it do. Opinionated news is here for you. Hot topics dropping, always something new. Stop by the station, speak your mind. Become a traffic jam and leave the noise behind. Opinionated news is the place to be. Hot topics firing, come and join me. I'm Miss Open, ready to claim wealth. Dropping news and gems like I never left. Views that matter, each voice is heard. Let's jam this traffic and spread the word. Discussion's top tier, put your clutch in gear. Buckle up, I'm driving the news all day, every day, getting to the views. Yeah. Opinionated news is here to stay. So beep beep, now get out the way. Remember Miss Open and opinionated news is fire. Like and subscribe to become a traffic jammer. Let the something is fire. Daily categories lifting you higher. Pull up, jump out, open the door. Stay in the know is what we're here for. Non-stop news with traffic jams is true. Join the ride, make it do what it do. Opinionated news is here for you. Hot topics dropping, always something new. Yes, I'm Miss Open, ready to claim wealth. Dropping news and gems like I never left. Views that matter, each voice is heard. Let's jam this traffic and spread the word. Discussion's top tier, put your clutch in gear. Buckle up, I'm driving the news all day, every day, getting to the views. Opinionated news is here to stay. So beep beep, now get out the way. Remember Miss Open and opinionated news is fire. Like and subscribe to become a traffic jammer. Born in the fire, raised in the storm. Love felt like thunder, never kept me warm. Words like daggers, cutting through my skin. Taught me how to crawl, but never how to win. Echoes in the hallway, fist against the wall. Silence in my bedroom, learned to take the fall. Love was conditional, tethered to pain. Had to break free just to breathe again. Heavy hands, heavy heart, scars I can't erase. Every word, every wound still echoes in this place. Tried to love you, tried to stay, but I lost myself instead. Now I rise from the ashes of the things you never said. Lies dressed as lessons, venom in your voice. Taught me how to suffer, but never gave me choice. I was just a child, not your canvas for the blame. But you painted me with anger, framed me in your shame. Told me I was weak when I learned how to cry. Told me I was nothing, now you wonder why. I had to turn away, had to sever the chain. Cause love ain't love when it's twisted in pain. Heavy hands, heavy heart, scars I can't erase. Every word, every wound still echoes in this place. Tried to love you, tried to stay, but I lost myself instead. Now I rise from the ashes of the things you never said. I bled just to matter, I broke just to mend. You called it protection, I called it the end. Now I speak, now I stand, now I write my own fate. No more chains, no more pain, I escape. Heavy hands don't hold me now. I am more than what you allowed. Took your fire, forged my name. Walking free, no guilt, no shame. Now I rise from the ashes of the things you
On tonight's episode of Open Understands Too, parenting while healing your inner child. Hey vibes, thank you for always tuning in. I guess you're my only person, but I appreciate it. For those that have never been here before, I'm Miss Open. Come in, we're open. Welcome to Opinionated News. We're here to talk about parenting while trying to heal your inner child. So, even though no one's here, hopefully someone will catch this replay as I tell a little bit of my story. So, just to start off, I grew up in a full family until I was 7. I had a mom, dad, 3 siblings. At 7, my mom became a single mother, and stress came upon her. And during that time, that's when my inner child became traumatized. So over the next several years, I began to act out, do different things, and I just was an angry individual. So then I became a mother. And once I became a mother at 26, I found out that my inner child was not healed. Sometimes I would portray certain behaviors that my mom portrayed on me with my child. Not in her early younger years when she was a baby or anything, but around 4 or 5, 6, 7. Not the strong verbal abuse or anything, but I recognize that I probably have not been the best parent. That's me being open and honest. I love my child. My child loves me. I just happen to be a strict, stern mother because that's how I was raised, with a strict, stern mother, where I do find time to ease myself. Me and my daughter is actually it's just me and her. So she's one of my close people. I'm not going to call her my best friend because I don't think parents and children should be best friends, but she's close and dear to my heart. We have a great relationship. Now, of course, my child now is 15. I'm 41. And of course, she's in her teenage years where they're going to do things and they're going to rebel. So now, because I am aware, and I have been aware for a while, this awareness probably came around 33, 34. Once I healed my own personal trauma with my mom. Me and my mom has always had a toxic relationship growing up. I left home at 15. I will probably be telling that testimony this Sunday. So tune in to our hour segment here at Opinionated News. That's Open User Redemption. Well, being that I left home at 15 and I'm now 41, and when I left home, I pretty much have been a nomad. So I haven't really went back home ever. So I find myself now parenting, not anymore, but during that time when my child was in her younger years, parenting similar to the way my mom parented me, not knowing that I was just carrying trauma. So once I did heal that trauma, when me and my mom we had to have it out when I was about 33. I had to let her know how I really felt. That was my therapy. I had to really tell my mom how I really felt. And from there, I was able to release that inner child and become a better mother. Now, not saying I'm perfect, not perfect by far. Of course, for those that don't know, I grew up in poverty and in the hood, and even in my adult life, because I was still in my trauma, I've had to live in poverty and in the hood. So I am a tough ghetto girl, as you may say. But I don't want that for my child. Everything that I am, or was, shall I say, everything I am today, I want her to be. Everything I was then, I don't want her to be. So now that I have healed my trauma and my inner child, I can be the best mom possible to make sure that any trauma that I did cause on my child, I could correct. First of all, I can acknowledge it, and then we can correct it. And now we can move forward. And me and her have had this conversation. And to her, I'm a good mom. She said I can be stern at times. My voice is impactful strong, definitely when angered. So I find myself now that I am healed, building a better relationship for my child so we can break those chains and those cycles if she decides to have children. Not going to say she is. You never know what your children want to do. But if my child does decide to have children, hopefully that chain will be broken. She can start out inner child free and go straight into motherhood and be the best mother she can be. And I notice I don't have anybody here. Just want to continue to let everyone know that I'm going to be here Monday through Friday, trying to make it earlier than this 10 o'clock time, but I'm going to be here from 7, either between 7 and 10 o'clock, Monday through Friday, holding discussions. Whether I'm discussing it with myself, I will be telling stories, opening up. I will have my love segment on Thursday. Friday, we're going to have some fun. Vibes, I know you here. You my one person. I already know it. That's why I said nobody else. I know you here, Vibes. I got you. Thank you so much. I'm just wanting to tell people that's going to watch this replay to come in. Don't be scared. We're going to jam this traffic one day. Get in here, become a traffic jammer. Get in on the discussions. They're going to be worthwhile. Everything won't be sad, drama, trauma. There will be fun discussions, but today is Tuesday. Open understands today. So I try to find things that I can relate to other individuals because I know I'm not the only person that had an inner child trapped in her adulthood while she was parenting her child, and not even just a mother. There are plenty fathers. There's a lot of people in our culture, in the Black community, that is stuck in that inner child, which is affecting their parenting. Most of them didn't have fathers to show them how to be men. So now they're struggling to be fathers for their sons and daughters, and they have to heal that inner child. Some people, some people have lost their moms at early childhood, which still affects them today in adulthood because they didn't heal. They didn't grieve properly. They probably weren't given the space or the room to grieve properly. So we all have to focus and heal our inner self to be a better self for our children, our moms, our dads, our siblings, our friends, our community. Because today is in the news, as you are here at Opinionated News, it's so much drama and trauma. Hey, Zanae, thank you for coming through. Just talking about healing my inner child so I could have become a better parent, which I think I have done. And I know some other people may be struggling. And I'm just here to hopefully offer some advice, lead you on the path to becoming a better you for your child. But I thank you for tuning in, stopping in at the Opinionated News Station. But like I was saying, much of our generation, we were, when you look at the generation that I am in, I'm 41, I'm technically a millennial. Most of the millennials were raised by baby boomers, or some was raised by Gen X, depending on, but most were raised by baby boomers. And that situation, could be tough because that's 2 generations apart. Everything changes, everything evolves. And so being that most of us are in our 40s, 50s, most of you have parented already. Most of you are done. But some of you may not. Some may just be starting out. A lot of my classmates and friends are newly having babies. So some could just be starting out. But at the end of the day, you have to make sure you're healed for your child. It's hard. Sometimes you may have to get in therapy. I've been to therapy before. You may have to pray. I use my tool as often as I can. You never know what can come from the power of prayer. But I know personally, if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be where I am today because of the things that I have went through in my child. Now, I'm not here to tell you all to bash my mom on any level. My mom was the best mom for me that she could be at that time. The same way when I had my daughter, I was the best mom I could be for her at that time. But you have to learn, you have to grow, you have to be willing to make those changes, make those sacrifices for your kids. Some people are out here parenting selfishly. Some people, are, and the selfishness is because they're stuck in that inner child. They're thinking about self because it's things that self didn't get when self was a child. But now you have a child that is suffering, and we see this on the news every day. It's all across. In my hometown, Augusta, Georgia, a gentleman was arrested. He was arrested because he was trying to find a job. He left his kids in a McDonald's, I believe ages 10, 6, and 1. Left them in a McDonald's for 2 hours. I want to say it was when I read the article, I want to say it was about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Now he is arrested. That is a crime. And some of the community is in outrage. In Augusta, Georgia, they're in outrage. Yeah, you saw that too, friend? That's me and my friend Zane. That's our hometown. Welcome, Platinum. Welcome. So now the community is outraged, but nobody knows. Like, not saying that he should have left them kids there by any means. Nope, nope, nope. That's not what I'm saying. But he is trying to find a job. But he may be also struggling with that inner child. He probably was left alone at 6, 10 with his siblings. So he probably, in his mindset, thought that that was okay. Oh, I'm gonna put them in a public place. They're gonna play in the little playhouse. They're gonna do the balls. They're gonna do whatever. And I'm gonna be back in a couple of hours. Nobody ain't gonna notice because the 10-year-old gonna take care of him because his parents probably left him alone, made him watch his little sisters, little brothers, cousins. You never know. And but now I'm not saying I'm gonna follow that case a little bit. Something I might bring it out, the real whole story out tomorrow on my Opens Wednesdays news that I have not even gathered yet, you all, but I will be working upon. I'm gonna get back to parenting through your inner child. But like I was saying, his whole situation could have stemmed from childhood. Reasons why he is now, I'm not sure his age and everything, but why he was looking for a job, probably couldn't keep a consistent job. Because I know I was able to, for some reason, growing up, when I did get my jobs, even though I went in my jobs angry, a loudmouth, I believe I had to have been a hard worker because they kept me there. But when I look back and reflect on everything, I was just carrying my inner child to work. Soon as an elder tell me to do something at the job, you not my mama. They looking at me like, okay, I'm not trying to be your mama. I just want you to cut the lemons, ma'am. Just cut the lemons. I was carrying that weight. So then, I would grow up, those relationships, I would carry that weight. I had some weight that when I did get with my child's father, I guess I was still carrying that weight. And this is another story that I will tell in another segment about my daughter's father and being a single mom and all of that. But I've been a full-time single mom. So I'm taking on the same role that my mom took on when I was 7. But I've been living this role since my daughter was 10 months. And now like I said, there have been times where I've definitely spanked my child. I have not abused my baby. I have not beat her black and blue, none of that. But I have definitely spanked or whoop, whatever y'all want to call it. I have done that to my child. But one thing about me, whether I fuss or scream at my child, rather I have to, well, I ain't got to put my hands on her like that no more. She a big girl. But when I did have to discipline my child, there were always a conversation. Why mommy had to do this, why mommy had to do that. And we come back to. And I've never taken my inner child, even though, like I said, I was parenting through my inner child, I've never basically taken anything that I had going on in my life out on my child, even though I was emoting the same way that my mom emoted to me. Now, I did change some things up with that because in my home there was no emotion there. There was no love, no you're beautifuls. And my mom had 4 girls, no boys, just all girls at that time. No reassurance, no self-confidence, where I personally had my own self-confidence, even though it wasn't given to me by my mom. I'm not sure if you all listened to my song, which I'm going to take a moment because I made this video, and I want you all. This is about inner child because I believe the only person that was here was Vibes. I'm gonna take a moment just to play this video for you. It's only a 3-minute video, and I'll be right back. I want you all to listen to the words to this song that I wrote that resonate with my inner child, healing my inner child, and now becoming my woman that I am today and my mother. So give me just one moment. I'm gonna put it on for you, and I'll be back in 3 minutes.
Born in the fire, raised in the storm. Love felt like thunder, never kept me warm. Words like daggers, cutting through my skin. Taught me how to crawl, but never how to win. Echoes in the hallway, fist against the wall. Silence in my bedroom, learned to take the fall. Love was conditional, tethered to pain. Had to break free just to breathe again. Heavy hands, heavy heart, scars I can't erase. Every word, every wound, still echoes in this place. Tried to love you, tried to stay, but I lost myself instead. Now I rise from the ashes of the things you never said. Lies dressed as lessons, venom in your voice. Taught me how to suffer, but never gave me choice. I was just a child, not your canvas for the blame. But you painted me with anger, framed me in your shame. Told me I was weak when I learned how to cry. Told me I was nothing, now you wonder why. I had to turn away, had to sever the chain. 'Cause love ain't love when it's twisted in pain. Heavy hands, heavy heart, scars I can't erase. Every word, every wound, still echoes in this place. Try to love you, try to stay, but I lost myself instead. Now I rise from the ashes of the things you never said. I bled just to matter, I broke just to mend. You called it protection, I called it the end. Now I speak, now I stand, now I write my own fate. No more chains, no more pain, I escape. Heavy hands don't hold me now, I am more than what you allowed. Took your fire, forged my name, walking free, no guilt, no shame. Now I rise from the ashes of the things you never said.
On tonight's episode of Open Understands Too, thank you all for taking 3 minutes to listen to my song. I'm not sure if you heard some of those words. Now, I literally wasn't born in a fire, but I always say your connection with your child starts in your womb. And if you don't mend that wound and love on that wound, when it comes out into the atmosphere and into this world, and you're not still loving on what you created, it causes that pain. And so for me, I didn't feel the love that I needed growing up. I didn't. Like, I got the love from my sisters. Me and my sisters, still to this day, we like this. Like, the love from my sisters, my first cousins, all of that. But my parents, I'm not sure if they were stuck in their inner child while they were parenting me, which I'm quite sure. I know my dad was, for sure. I don't really know much of my mom's story like that. I know enough, but not much. But I know my dad was definitely parenting in his inner child, where but my dad never fussed at me or my siblings that I can remember. He was the man of the house. My mom was the dictator for us. I don't know why I blinked on and off the screen, y'all. I think my internet might be doing something. So I apologize. But my dad was definitely parenting through his trauma. He lost his dad the same year that he became a father to a baby that was not even his and a husband. So from there, I believe my mom was also. I'm sorry, I ain't even got my comments on, y'all. I got it on the media. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Zane. Y'all wouldn't know my comments. Sorry. That's my first time hearing it. I didn't get to listen to the other girl. Yeah, I have a song for every segment. I've been out here working hard, working hard. Yep, yes, vibes. That connection. If it starts there, and I know this story every time my birthday comes. My mom let me know. Your dad wouldn't even take me to the hospital to have you. He dropped me off and left me with you every year for the last at least 30. Well, I'm not gonna say 30. At least 25 years. I've heard the same story where, and I believe she was already having some issues in her marriage where she wasn't even connecting with me in the womb because I've always been that kid where I've flown free. I don't know. I flew free. Even in that restraint, growing up in the church family, I still found my freedom, my reins to fly free. I didn't need that, even though I think I probably, when I look back now, I think I probably wanted that I love yous and all of that. But at the time when I was living in it, I didn't know it because it didn't exist to me because I hadn't heard it. So you can't miss something that you've never had. It isn't until you have it then you realize that you didn't get it. If that makes sense. So it wasn't until I turned 26 and I made that connection with my baby in my womb that I realized what real love was and that I hadn't had it. Not saying that my mom did not love me. She just comes from that era where loving you is sheltering you, feeding you, clothing you, making sure you're safe and protecting you. That's the era of love and that my mom comes from. And so I did notice, not even in just my parenting, because my sister started having babies well before I was an aunt at 9 years old, I believe, 8 or 9. I became an aunt. So, but when I did become that aunt, my sister was parenting through her trauma. So her inner child, her baby in the womb, did not get the love that was needed because she was stuck in her own inner child as a child having a child, which left my nephew to come out a child still to this day. Now he's not a child anymore. My nephew, if I'm 41, he's 32, if I'm not mistaken. Um, who still has to live with his inner child while trying to parent his children. So it's important where these conversations need to be had with your parents if they're open. If you're carrying that inner child with you and you have not healed it, find out how to have that conversation with your mom, your dad, if they're still here. If they're no longer here, have that conversation with a therapist, someone that can relate to you, where you can open up and release it. You have to release it to become a better person, because if not, we're just going to continue to damage the next generation. Now, like I said, I started out almost probably about to damage my generation, my baby, the next generation, but I fixed it. I corrected it quick, real quick. I had to, reflect and realize that I am not my mother. I am me. And so by doing that, that allowed me to give my daughter the I love yous, the you're beautifuls, the confidence that she needs to be a productive woman in society, to be confident, not to take the road that I took. Because due to my I don't love yous and all this, well, I'm not going to say I don't love you, but the lack of I love yous in my home, I got out there and I didn't know at the time that I was searching for the I love yous in men. even though I never could love them back. And the reason I could never love them back was because I had never received the love. And so I'm in that part of my inner child, in my relationships, I'm still struggling with. In my parenting, I have fixed. It's still work to be done. There's always work to be done in any situation. So I'm going to continue to work. I'm going to continue to grow. I'm going to continue to heal my child. If there's trauma there, we got to get it fixed because our children are the better part of us. And if we don't love on them now while they're children, when you become an elder, they may not love on you. You may be, we see it on the channel all the time on Atlanta Street Interviews. Shout out to Marcus, Atlanta Street Interviews. We see it on his channel all the time. So many young women, older women, or men, everything are still struggling right now. Let's talk about we just watched Marcus live. I know Vibes was in there, Platinum was in there, so we'll talk about it. Let's talk about Too Tall Charles. We'll talk about him. He's still suffering with his inner child. I'm still waiting to find out, but I know Marcus sent the results of that paternity test to him, so he knows that's his dad. But he's still suffering from being 16 years old. His inner child was suffering because he wasn't wanted. He was neglected. He was sent away. Oh, you're not mine. And now, double the years later, it is his. Now the dad has to figure that out, but the dad may not be here. Well, I'm not even going to say that because the dad is suffering with cancer. Well, he could make it because my mom just beat stage 4 lung cancer. She was diagnosed in 2023. I want to say as of November 2024, no mass, no sign of cancer. So she was healed. So his father could be healed so they can have that relationship that he probably so desired at 16. But now, yeah, that story was sad, y'all. Right? And I still, I thought about it. I still think about, it's a lot of Marcus interviews that hit me because I told y'all, I was definitely that kid that had to live in the streets and had to find my own way. So it's a lot of his interviews that hit me. And I wasn't even, when I scheduled this live, I wasn't even thinking about Too Tall Charles. And, but it's sad that now, I'm not sure if Charles had kids. I believe he did not have children, if I'm not mistaken. Anybody remember Vibes of Platinum? Do y'all know if Charles got children? But if he doesn't, this is the perfect time for him to heal his inner child with his dad. And if he has those, when he has children, he can be the perfect dad for them. He won't put his kids and tell them they're not mine. He'll take his kids. And I don't know either. I might have to, let me look real quick on Marcus' little channel. Don't ban me. Don't strike me, Marcus, because I ain't going to play nothing. But I just want to see, because y'all know he put the ages and stuff there. But right now, let's talk about that situation. I'm wondering, did he relapse yesterday or the day before, whenever he asked Marcus for that money, based on the fact that, Marcus called him a few times. Each time he tried to hang up. If that was me and I knew I had my paternity test that I've been waiting on for 16, 17 years to know if this is my dad, I want to be there. I don't want nobody else to open up my results, even though, Marcus had all grounds. He paid for it. That's his stuff. He can do whatever he want to do with it. But I'm talking about for Charles. The way I felt like he was disconnected from the situation. Maybe his inner child came up, which led him back to getting back on drugs. Allegedly. I'm not saying Charles is on drugs. This is alleged information. I'm just telling you my opinion, as we are at Opinionated News. Come in. We're always open. And I'm just telling y'all my opinion because at the end of the day, it's another lost soul. Another child stuck and trapped in himself. A tall man, a handsome man, trapped and stuck. Like he said in one of his interviews, he didn't feel like he was handsome. He didn't have self-confidence in himself. As handsome as he is, as tall as he is, no self-confidence, which he probably never did have that self-confidence, being that if his dad released him at 16, that means there was always, them whole 16 years, it was always a question of his paternity. So I'm quite sure the mom and dad had some conflict going on through that time that he witnessed that made him doubt himself, which could have led him to drugs. I'm not going to say that that is the what led him to the drugs, but hopefully he did not relapse. Hopefully he did gain, now him knowing that gave him some strength to continue on. Platinum said, "Me too," and I feel that he wasn't excited about the results. Yeah, like I don't know if he had excitement. Like we don't know about the results and when he's seen them because we ain't heard from him since. But I did get off the live early. Did Marcus ever connect with him on the phone or live? Because I didn't go back and finish watching it, and I need to. And I need to go catch that early part because I didn't watch the beginning either. But I don't know if it was just me. Like I would be there. I would not even if I couldn't be there. I would have answered that phone, been on that phone, open it, man. Yeah, tell me. Oh, give me a second. I would have, had my little anxiety about it, but I feel sad for Charles as he's stuck. And he's not the only one stuck. Like I was still stuck until I was 33. And I believe that's the age he is. Like I was still stuck. But like I said, this is the perfect time for him to heal, be a better man, become the greatest he can be. Because if he does want kids or have kids, they're going to need him to be his best version of himself. And sometimes we fight trying to be the best versions of ourselves because of their inner child. Nobody ever, everybody carries that anger. And when you go, I've watched plenty of TV shows. Let's talk about the jail TV shows. You watch the jail TV shows, and like most of those people that are locked up in the jail is based on childhood trauma. They're robbing and stealing because why? They probably didn't have parents that was able to provide for them the way they were supposed to provide for them. So they found other ways to go get it, which was stealing, which led them in prison. When you're denied certain things in life as a child, you search for them in your adult life. I got to get back into Love After Lockup. I used to like it. You know what? I might do some reviews on Love After Lockup on one of my segments or whatever, because I like shows like that. Like that's my whole thing. Love After Lockup. Like because I did come from all this traumatic stuff, I think I resonate with stuff like that. Now, I ain't never talked to a jail dude. You go to jail, as soon as the police tap you, lock you up, I don't even know you no more. Who? Yeah, I don't know you, so I don't want no love after lockup. I don't want love before I be struggling to have love before the lockup, so I doubt I'm gonna want somebody that done got out of jail. But let's get back to the subject at hand, because that is my little show. It used to be. I ain't watched it in a minute. But at the end of the day, most of those people that are imprisoned, and I have a whole different mindset about prison and all of that anyway. Because some people that are in prison probably should not be just held in a cell and doing the prison life. They probably should be somewhere getting that mental help that they need to fix their inner child. A lot of them are not able to even parent their kids because they're in jail because their inner child led them there. And it's sad as a community of people, because most of the people in jail, I need to do some research on that, but are our people. And they put you in these jails and they never give you real true rehabilitation. And then they free you to society. And that's why a lot of them end up going back, because they didn't get the healing that they needed, the therapy they needed. They were just covered, sheltered, fed, just like they were when they were growing up. So it's just important, if you're struggling, find some resources to help you. Like, we have to discipline our kids, of course. And in our Black community, discipline looks different for a lot of people. Some people discipline the traditional way. Johnny, get in the corner. Johnny, sit down. Johnny, please stop. Some people, Tyrone, if you don't sit your ass down. Now, not saying that Tyrone, sit your ass down is good or anything, but that's that trauma. I found that's where I say, when I was parenting through my trauma, definitely the verbal cussing. Like, I got cussed at all the time. I've always had ADHD, if y'all can't tell, and I've always been hyperactive. So I got the cussings and the sit your ass downs. So of course, when I became a mom and my baby started doing great, girl, if you don't sit your ass down, and it's still stuck. Now that part I'm working on, y'all. Still working on that part. But like I said, I healed everything else. There's always work to be done. But being that I am a sailor, I like to take the little dips and the rides, and I will curse. But being that my daughter is now 15, we can have those conversations where I don't really have to cuss like that. We can stop in our tracks and hold those conversations because she can clearly understand. But when you're screaming at a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 year old in their tender years, which is molding their brains and getting their balance, they're just now getting their, chemical balances going and everything. That's detrimental. You never know what could lead you. It's very detrimental. And I know, I see I have people coming in and out. I know I'm just rambling and not rambling because this is a discussion. This is important, but I know I'm just talking and talking. And I'm going to continue. I'm only going to be here about 20 more minutes. I'm trying to do an hour every day, come out, hold a discussion. Sometimes I will have people discussing back with me. Sometimes I won't, but I'm going to continue to talk. I do have to give the gaps, so y'all have to pray with me. I be trying, but and I never make notes, y'all. That's you know what I'm gonna start doing that. Being that I've seen other people say, "Hey, I took notes and I'm doing this," I'm gonna start taking me some notes so I can flow my conversations and my discussions better for you all. I've only been back a week. Really, my first time doing lives like this where I'm talking and discussing. Besides my Sunday testimonials, I normally come out with my fun stuff. So if y'all be patient with me, my traffic jammers, the discussions will get better. Everything, we're going to continue to grow. And I am just going to drop my link. Even if somebody want to talk about their inner child or have anything to say, I needed a discussion. Okay, friend, what's going on? Everything good? But it is a needed. Oh, you say it's a needed discussion. I just seen I went. Okay, I see it now. But it is a needed discussion because we definitely our generation, friend. We're out here fighting, trying to be the best, trying to be the best. But a lot of us don't even realize. Thank you, Platinum. A lot of us don't even realize that we are trapped. One thing about me, like I said, I've always been aware since I was a baby. Well, a little girl. I've been smart. I had a lot of wisdom. I've always been aware and above where I'm supposed to be. Like my aunties and cousins or whatever. Get out of my face. You grown. They always call me grown. I wasn't but 5 and 6. How am I grown? I ain't did nothing. But then when I look back, my child, as a child, I obviously was grown because at 16 years old, I had my own apartment, I had my own car, had my mindset was like, I have to take care of me, regardless on if nobody else is going to take care of me. I'm not looking for a handout. I'm going to get out here. I'm going to work hard and take care of me. And then when I look at my precious 16, well, she ain't even 16 yet. She's 15 and a half. When I look at her, and granted, my baby's bigger in stature than I was, she's not capable to get out here in this world and take care of herself. So I'm even just amazed that I was able to do that, y'all, and still be able to sit here in front of you all to talk about it. Because some people get stuck. Like I got stuck, and I'm not gonna say I didn't get stuck, but I never gave up. I'ma always dig. I'ma always fight. I'ma always come out. Like even just when I was off of YouTube for these 3 months, y'all, had a whole y'all don't even want to know the name. A couple of, maybe all y'all know. The people in here, y'all know what happened to me the last 3 months. My girls, yep. But it could have took me back. Nope. I fought, and now I'm coming out and I'm reaching, y'all. I'm reaching and I'm gonna get there. But I just want to make sure while I'm reaching for myself, I'm loving on my daughter. Because I'm not just reaching for myself. I'm reaching for her. But in the process of you as parents, in the process of trying to maintain a home, pay the bills, go to work, provide for the kids, clean the house, we have a whole list of responsibilities every day. Every day. We forget to find that time for self And sometimes some people neglect their kids because it's so much going on. But you got to find that 1 hour out the day for you. It's 24. You get 24 hours in a day. Most people sleep 8. So you still got, what's that, 16 more hours to go. You probably work 8 hours. You still got a whole nother 12 hours or whatever. So not 8. You still got, what is it? 14 more hours to go. So therefore, invest it in your baby. Invest it in yourself. Spend some time to find out why you are how you are. It's a rhyme and reason to everything. It's definitely a rhyme and reason to everything. Self-reflection is important because until you can reflect on yourself, you don't know how you're coming off to other people. Because everybody always, when things happen, it's everybody else's fault. No, I didn't do it. I'm one of them people where something happened. I know I effed up. I did it. I'm going to take full accountability. Now, I did it. How can we fix it? Where can I go from here? Let's correct the problem. Now, sometimes something to happen and I can just walk away and be done because I have boundaries. And we also have to set boundaries for ourselves, even while you're healing that inner child, because triggers can arise. Triggers can arise. Thank you, friend. I'm proud of you too, because we both, you know how we rock and you know how we fight. We had literally in both ways. But we have to fight sometimes, but we get out and we always come out on top. And but the peak, I'm not at my peak yet. Even though I come out on top every time, I'm not at my peak. So I'm going to definitely continue to grow, but you have to do that self-reflection. It's never nobody else's fault. It's never your fault. Somebody else did it. No, take accountability. Accountability is important. Now, y'all know this my girl. Love to talk about her, Peach. I don't care what y'all say about Peach. I don't care. I seen so many people on Peach today doing April Fool's jokes, whatever. Peach takes accountability. If she fucked up, yeah, I fucked up, bitch. I ain't pay my rent. That's the first step. Then what she do? She goes and find a way to fix that problem. And then she finds a way to, so for me watching that, because I was that inner child and that trauma that I did have, me watching her, I believe she's really fixing and healing her inner child. Granted, it's hard. You got a husband and 9 kids, but I don't see her portraying her inner child. But we only see what's on the internet, of course. But she always, putting her stuff out here. I don't see her portraying her inner child that she speaks of what happened to her on her children. Now, not saying behind closed doors, when the camera is off, what's going on. But from what I can see, the way she talks to those babies, she reassures those babies. I love it for her. I love it for her kids. Because she know what it's like to live in that trauma, to not have from her experience. Not discrediting her mom's experience, which I never really watched her before like that, but I do watch Peach. I am a Peach patcher, so don't come up in here talking nothing about Peach because I'm y'all a PAH. But at the end of the day, I watch her love on those babies, love on her husband. I think she acts the same. I do too, because I'm similar to that. Like the same way I come out here, just be me, y'all. This is really who I am. I'll drop some gems to my friends. I'm going to laugh with my friends. I'm going to be country. I'm going to talk some track. So I believe that she is the same on and off camera too, but you never know what happens behind the scenes. But I think she's a great mom. I want to give Peach her props. I know everybody always out here dogging Peach. I want to give you your props, Peach, for standing firm on who you are, realizing the trauma you had, trying to fix that trauma so you can be better for your 9 babies. And y'all, I don't think she's gonna have no more. I think I had seen Wood had a vasectomy, y'all. And I'm mad because I like to see little Peach face. I think all her kids are gorgeous and beautiful. And I think she could have a couple of more because she do a good job. Because I was struggling with one, y'all. Still got one to be struggling. I don't know how she do it. To me, she's a superwoman. She's close to like how my sister is for me. where I watched them just thrive. And like my sister would be, I don't know how she was at 3 places at one time, but she used to be at 3 places at one time. And I'm not sure how this particular sister is number 3. I got 1, 2, and 3 when I say sister. So sister number 3, I've never seen her portray her childhood trauma. And I know she has, we grew up in the same household. So you had to have some of that trauma. But to me, I've never seen her portray that inner child on her children. And she's been a mom since I was about 13, maybe 14. But to me, like, she's one of those great women that has that balance on motherhood, being a wife, being a friend, being a family member, being a great worker, just an all around good person. And I'm not sure how her inner child did not come out ever. Like, where myself and sister number 2, our inner child comes out often. Yeah, I know. And it's weird that everybody can be in the same household and have a whole totally different experience when the same thing is going on. You understand? Like, it's so weird to me, but it happens often because the sister 3, if you ask her, she'll probably tell you that she had the greatest mom. Like, she's gonna say she didn't get the I love yous and all that, but for her, she's gonna tell you that she had the greatest mom ever. And I'm not saying that my mom wasn't great for me; she was what God blessed me with. But I see where she could have corrected some things, where she could have fixed some things. Well, my sister number 3 probably don't see any of that, because when me and sister 2 call her and tell her about something that mama did to us, she don't be believing it because she like she hasn't never seen that side of our mom, based on, I don't know why. Like, I don't know if she has tunnel vision, but I need some. But it's really just weird that everybody can be in the same household and have a whole different story on what really happened. But that's why everybody's story is important. That's why that dash, we haven't had our sunset yet. We had our sunrise. That dash between that sunrise and that sunset is everything. It's important. Your story started from your birth date. It's not going to end until that your death date, basically. So therefore, it's important to make that story count. It's yours. It's okay to tell your story. You know, my mama tried to silence me from telling my story about the book, so I'm gonna be telling my story out loud. So therefore, don't sue me. But if you do, I'll be okay. I got a countersuit. But at the end of the day, I thank y'all for sitting here just listening to me ramble. I told you all, y'all are my therapy. Even though, like, I'm healed, I just want to tell people about my story because God told me I had to. And I'm not making this up. When I say last Sunday, I heard it. He told me loud and clear, I've given you the tools. You tell your story, and everything else will come unto you. So I'm going to get out here every day that I can, tell some of my story, tell some other people's stories, and just get out here and chop it up with y'all. But I really do appreciate it. I'm going to be here a couple of more minutes. I'm going to give y'all a rundown for what's going on the next couple of days and play my little outro. And it's probably just one. No, it's 2 songs tonight. And we're going to get out of here. But today is Tuesday. You're tuned in to Open Understands Tuesday. I can't get it right. I be trying to make my little Tuesday, but I understand too. So I understand that you're suffering with trauma sometimes. I understand that child is stuck inside of you, but I tell you, fix it. Find a resource. Talk to somebody. It's not safe to hold that in. It's detrimental to your mental health. It's detrimental to you parenting your kids in that trauma. We want to be better as a community. We want to be better as a person. We want to be better as a whole. So the way to become better is to self-reflect. Find out exactly who you are. Know where you're trying to go. And do it for your kids, y'all. Do it for your kids. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Vibes. Thank you, Platinum. Thank you for that, Zane. Yep, Kayla hit the mama none. Wait, Kayla hit the mama none of us know. Oh, she had the mama. Okay, yeah. Same thing with my little brother. Me and my friend, Zane, we have the same breakdown. Her mom has 4 girls. My mom has 4 girls. But she happens to be the oldest of her 4 girls. I happen to be the baby, which is her Kayla. What is she talking about? But And me, Portia, and Brene, all of our stories was on the spoiled, and and who was the odd child. Okay, like at the end of the day, my little brother, he came 10 years after me. So my little brother is my mom's golden child. Like that's the one that gets all of that. But like I said, continue to come to Opinionated News Station. We're open. I'm Miss Open. I will be here with a new discussion daily, Monday through Friday. I will be off on Saturdays because I will be at the Beach House. Vibes Queen. If you don't know, she is Vibes Queen TV. That's where I will be. So, and if you want to have fun, lay in the sand, come on over. So that's where I will be on Saturdays, but I will always be here on Sunday to give you a Sunday testimonial during our open users redemption segment. So please continue to come into the news station, say hello, hold some discussions. Don't be scared. I don't bite. I ain't got many teeth, y'all. I ain't gonna do nothing to nobody. So come up in here, hold some conversations with your girl. It's gonna get better. We're gonna jam the traffic. I appreciate each and every one of you all for tuning in. Y'all have a great night. I'm gonna get my little outro ready for you all, and I'll see you all tomorrow night, hopefully earlier than 10. Don't have my time yet, but I will be seeing you tomorrow night. So I thank each and every one of you all. Have a nice night.
Born in the fire, raised in the storm. Love felt like thunder, never kept me warm. Words like daggers, cutting through my skin. Taught me how to crawl, but never how to win. Echoes in the hallway, fist against the wall. Silence in my bedroom, learned to take the fall. Love was conditional, tethered to pain. Had to break free just to breathe again. Heavy hands, heavy heart, scars I can't erase. Every word, every wound still echoes in this place. Try to love you, try to stay, but I lost myself instead. Now I rise from the ashes of the things you never said. Lies dressed as lessons, venom in your voice. Taught me how to suffer, but never gave me choice. I was just a child, not your canvas for the blame. But you painted me with anger, framed me in your shame. Told me I was weak when I learned how to cry. Told me I was nothing, now you wonder why. I had to turn away, had to sever the chain. Cause love ain't love when it's twisted in pain. Heavy hands, heavy heart, scars I can't erase. Every word, every wound still echoes in this place. Try to love you, try to stay, but I lost myself instead. Now I rise from the ashes of the things you never said. I bled just to matter, I broke just to mend. You called it protection, I called it the end. Now I speak, now I stand, now I write my own fate. No more chains, no more pain, I escape. Heavy hands don't hold me now. I am more than what you allowed. Took your fire, forged my name. Walking free, no guilt, no shame. Now I rise from the ashes of the things you never said. You can't make this stuff up. Was on a report from Detroit, better than reality TV. And anything you've ever seen deserves to be in the theaters on the big screen. Thank you for tuning in, the pit is on the big screen. Thank you. you for tuning in. Opinionated news to opinionated news. I think you'll be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, as the news will always be here. Because of you, my dreams will come true. Come true. Continue to tune in to opinionated news. The hottest news on the streets. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. You can't make this stuff up. There's a report from Detroit, better than reality TV. And anything you've ever seen deserves to be in the theaters on the big screen. Thank you for tuning in. Opinions on the big screen. Thank you for tuning in. Opinionated news to opinionated news. I think you'll be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, as the news will always be here. Because of you, my dreams will come true.